continuing from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 13, description of descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Text 1. Sutta Uvacha Nisamya Kausha Ravina Upavarnitam Ruvasya Vaikunta Pada Adhirohanam Praruddha Bhavo Bhagavati Adokshaje Prashtum Punastam Vidura Prachakrame. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sutta Goswami, continuing to speak to all the rishis, headed by Shaunaka, said, after hearing Maitreya Rishi described Dhruva Maharaj's ascent to Lord Vishnu's abode, Vidura became very much enlightened in devotional emotion, and he inquired from Maitreya as follows. Purport. As evidence in the topics between Vidura and Maitreya, the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the devotees are so fascinating that neither the devotee who is describing them nor the devotee who is hearing is at all fatigued by the enquiries and answers. Transcendental subject matter is so nice that no one becomes tired of hearing or speaking. Others who are non-devotees may think, how can people devote so much time simply to talk of God? But devotees are never satisfied or satiated in hearing and speaking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead or about His devotees. The more they hear and talk, the more they become enthusiastic to hear. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is simply the repetition of 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama. But still devotees can go on chanting this Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day without feeling fatigued. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So this is the next chapter, titled The Descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. The continuation of the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. And Maitreya is narrating what Sutta Goswami spoke to the audience headed by Shaunaka Rishi. So here in this verse it says, Vidura became very much enlightened in devotional emotion, and as he inquired from Maitreya as follows. So hearing this wonderful pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, Vidura, devotional emotion in devotional ecstasy, hearing the wonderful pastime of the loving reciprocation of the Supreme Lord towards Dhruva Maharaj, to pick him up, Supreme Lord sent the Vaikunta airplane, and all that, hearing of that Leela, it is said that it brought devotional emotion, devotional ecstasy in Vidura. Whenever we feel or experience Krishna's love towards his devotees, especially when one experiences Krishna's compassion and love towards one's own self, is reciprocation that brings devotional ecstasy, joy of loving relationship, active loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. And because of this reason, when you hear Krishna Katha, you're actually hearing the flow of transcendental loving relationship flowing from the Lord and also flowing from the devotee. Therefore, this is never tiring. Chanting and hearing about the Lord is always ever fresh. Either something is ever fresh or it becomes boring, hackneyed, same thing. But if there is ever freshness, it must happen because there is a flow of something ever fresh. And that is rasa between the devotees. In the Leela, the rasa, flow of rasa, Dhruva's determination, in this case, Dhruva's determination to meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Lord's reciprocation of appearing before him. Lord's first reciprocation of sending Narada Rishi to him, who guided him how he can approach Lord Narayana, the Supreme Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj, following exactly the instructions of his spiritual master, Narada Rishi. Now, his instruction to carry on with your kingship, along with your sadhana bhakti, devotional service. And that has resulted in time of leaving his body, this wonderful experience of being royally, transcendentally taken to Vaikuntha. So all these leelas of the Lord, unless we can feel Krishna's compassion, love, kindness, reciprocation, we cannot relish it. The relishable part is the rasa. Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is reservoir of all qualities. So when he relates with his devotees, these qualities are manifest. And those qualities is what, when we read these leelas, our heart should feel the feelings of Krishna and feelings of his devotees. So repeatedly hearing softens our hard heart. And as we go on repeatedly hearing, our mind becomes pure, and more the mind becomes pure, our mind gets captivated by the personality. Not only Krishna, but also by the personality of his devotees. The character of his devotees, the devotion of his devotees, the determination of his devotees, kindness of his devotees, steadfastness of the devotee. All this we have experienced in Dhruva Maharaj's story. Leela of Dhruva Maharaj. Now this chapter is called Descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. One may ask, okay, why Bhagavatam is dedicating so many shlokas to say whose son he was, whose grandfather he was, how many children they had, and then how many grandchildren they had, and then finally how many among grandchildren, then who is the descendant. There is philosophy in this. Why all these things are included in Bhagavatam? Because this is history. When you read this, you will understand that Dhruva Maharaj is not a story. It's a real thing that happened. Sometimes people say, oh, Vyasadeva must be a great author. So many people write big novels. So this whole thing is a story. He was a great novelist, Vyasadeva. These literary people talk like that only. It's a great literary work in the sense that they don't assign reality to it. If that is so, they can never explain this. Pages and pages, slokas and slokas are slokas of names. Almost everywhere you see in all Leelas. Who is a descendant? Now what is his descendant? What was his antecedents? Who was his father? Who was his grandfather, great father? He'll go up to Manu. Sometimes. So we have to understand the difference between story and history. History and story. Story we can all write. In Bhagavatam also, sometimes stories are told by different characters. That is very clear, that is story. Puranjana story, this story. It's a story. In advance they say it's a story. But these are all not story, these are histories. The reality. It actually happened on this earth. Our time scale is all very insignificant. AD, BC, all this. Small span of time. So we hardly have any history. If the world wants real history, they should come to Bhagavatam. This world has no history. All concocted. Things mundane people recorded. Some history is there of the past few 100 years, 1,000 years. As it goes more and more, lot of speculation will be there. They don't know anything. Some university sets up somebody, it may not be now, maybe 100 years back, research on that, then they put, and that becomes history. So even today's modern knowledge is so bankrupt. One side, there is scientific evidence that they have discovered fossils of animals and humans millions of years back. At the same time, they only know history of 1,000, 2,000. So many civilizations have come and gone, even within their modern history. So, now let us come to this. Prabhupada is saying how hearing and speaking about his devotees, Lord and his devotees. He is energizing. And when something is energizing, then one becomes very enthusiastic, both to talk and hear. The more they hear and talk, the more they become enthusiastic to hear. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is simply the repetition of 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama. But still, devotees go on chanting this Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day without feeling fatigued. This we have to understand, that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a transcendental sound. And transcendental sound, what is this sound? The name of Krishna. It's not some impersonal sound, it's the name of Krishna. And Padma Purana says, Abhinnatvan nama naminoho. There is no difference. Where there is Krishna's name, Krishna is there. Where Krishna is there, Krishna's name is there. We have to repeat this many times. Where Krishna is there, his name is there. Where name is there, his Krishna is there. They are inseparable. Variety is there. Where form is there, Krishna's form is there, Krishna is there. Where Krishna is there, his form is there. Bhagavatam says, describes the cause of all causes, Krishna, as Vishuddha Vijnana Ghana, means concentrate. Ghana means concentrated. Vishuddha Vijnana Ghana. So everything is Chit, everything is conscious. His name is consciousness, his form is consciousness. Whose consciousness? His consciousness. As much as very easily if we see Krishna's form, we say, oh Krishna, this is Krishna. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, anytime you are hearing one of these 3. So you have to become fully familiar with these 3 sounds. You have to become captivated with these 3 sounds. Hare Krishna, Rama. Just like you get captivated by seeing the deity's beautiful form. Captivated. Similarly, we have to get captivated by these 3 sounds, Hare, Krishna and Rama. How will you get captivated? You have to hear a lot about the holy name and the named. You have to hear a lot about Krishna. You have to hear a lot about Radharani. You have to hear a lot about Balaram. You have to hear a lot about lot about Sitaram. All these sounds are not like so many sounds, they are dead sounds. But any sound that is describing the Supreme Lord or His name, even if it is produced by my material tongue, the sound produced by material tongue, that is not a Shuddha Nama, but that is a doorway to Shuddha Nama. That is the doorway to Shuddha Nama. Doorway means through that door you enter somewhere. So the worshipping the Nama Avatara, Shabda Avatara, just like the Archa Vigraha is a doorway to Satchidananda Vigraha of the Lord. Shakti Aveshanama, the sound that we produce into which all the Shaktis of the Lord enter, is a doorway to Shuddhanama. How it is doorway to Shuddhanama? Because purification is a path. Touching this Nama, you enter the path of purification. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The soul is there and the soul is covered with so many things. So it has to fall apart. All this covering has to fall apart. In the form of ignorance, it has to fall apart. Only when it falls apart, then our real chanting, with our awakened self, awakened tongue, Shuddhanama will manifest. Manifest means Shuddhanama is always there. Even when Shakti Avaishanama, when you are chanting, we don't have a tongue to taste Shuddhanama, that's all. Shuddhanama and Shakti Avaishanama and Shakti, the effulgence. Just like Bhagavan, his effulgence, Paramatma, you cannot separate. According to degree of realization, one absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan is experienced. In the same way, Lord is very kind, Lord's Nama Prabhu is very kind. Nama Prabhu means 3 in 1. Shuddhanama is effulgence, and is effulgence which has entered into the sound that you utter, Shakti Avaishanama. So first Shakti Avaishanama purifies us, removes us from all our ignorance, Nama Aprada, Japa. 2 kinds of Nama Aprada Japa. People who do actually Aprada, consciously abuse. What is this? What is the name of God? Like that. Belittle. That is one type of Aprada. There is another type of Aprada which makes one progress. Nama Aprada state. That means he wants to chant the name purely, with pure consciousness. But inevitably, due to his spiritual deafness, dumbness, he is unable to be alert, to hear. His mind gets distracted here and there. That is, technically, it is aparada because God himself has come and we are neglecting. It is nama aparada. But if the desire is there continuously to decrease the aparada, that nama aparada is a progressive stage. And when one experiences this flow of Satchit Ananda from the Nama, the Shakti aspect of the Nama, when he experiences transcendental Shakti, transcendental Chit flowing, then it starts the effect of Nama Bhasa. Then by Nama Bhasa, Nama Bhasa is so powerful that all one's sins can be washed away, gets purified, because the energy of the Lord, personal energies of the Lord, just like sun means with sun rays. Sun is also light and heat, the rays are also light and heat. Similarly, Nama Avatara, the eternally vibrating Hare, Krishna and Rama, these sounds, they are eternally effulgent, transcendentally effulgent. Already these bulbs are effulgent, but this is material light. Equivalent of this is source and light. That is also light. Source is also light, concentrated light. Then light also is there. The same way, Shuddha Nama is concentrated Satchidananda, personality of Krishna's Nama, Nama Prabhu. He is effulgent. Krishna is effulgent. Krishna Nama is effulgent. That effulgence, Sat effulgence, Chit effulgence, Ananda effulgence. Effulgence means energy. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the holy names of the Lord is invested with all the Shaktis of the Lord. That means this Nama that we chant, the pure name Krishna does not, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not have to say that it is invested with all the Shaktis. Your name is the source of all the Shaktis. But in our chanted name is invested. It enters, avatara. Shuddha Nama is the avatari. Shuddha Nama from the spiritual world is the avatari, one who takes avatara. So free from offenses we serve the avatara. Then we come to realize the avatara and avatari. So therefore, in this, even though it is a word uttered by my tongue, one should understand that this is an omnipotent sound. Whenever Krishna takes avatara, because Krishna is all his energies, that avatara sharira becomes himself. This is where Shraddha is required. You should not think this is a material sound. Then there is a Shuddha Nama. Till then I chant material sound. No. Never think like that. He is so kind and so merciful, you may not be able to experience Shuddha Nama, but the Shakti Avesha Nama is a kripa of Shuddha Nama. It's the mercy of the Lord, Nama Prabhu. So, we have to, how do we get captivated by this Nama, by these three sounds? We should be captivated. When do you get captivated with something? Captivated means mind. Mind is captivated. You see a beautiful person, your mind is captivated. Because associated with that object, there is a feeling of Sat Chittan Ananda. That is why you get captivated. There is a loving person, you get captivated. Your mind gets captivated. Attached, captivated. When you get attached and captivated, then the presence is not there, you feel missing. So good chanting ultimately has to become like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are captivated by Krishna Nama. How can you get captivated by Krishna Nama? Only by getting captivated with Krishna. So you have to hear so much. Then you know, oh, this is Krishna's name. If you don't know what is Krishna, if you're not captivated by Krishna, how will you get captivated by Krishna Nama? So you have to hear Krishna Katha. Then, oh, this is Krishna Nama. It is the name of Krishna. The name of Radharani. Are you captivated by the meaning of the word Rama? All pleasure, infinite pleasure, love and pleasure. So you have to contemplate on this meaning of these words. Through mananam, dhyanam, shravanam, mananam, dhyanam. And chant by being captivated. Not in a disinterested way. Krishna himself has come before me. Be captivated. So a lot of pre-japa work one has to do. If that captivation is attraction, comes as soon as you say Hare Krishna and Rama. We create so many things in our head by concoction and get captivated. We believe here there is Chit. We believe here there is Sattva, Chitta, Ananda. Then we get captivated. Material world, you cannot stop being captivated. Mind's business is to get captivated. Mind is captivated by love of father, mother, children. Grandchildren. Captivated by the sense of my and mine. So all those faculties of mind in a devotee is applied is with respect to the real object of love, which is Krishna. And is appearing before us, as I said, in the form of his name. As much as form Krishna is Krishna, name Krishna is Krishna. That Shraddha, we should be there. Just like you say, okay, how can we made the deity? How can he be the deity? Similarly, I produce the sound. How can it be Krishna? No, you should understand the tattva. The Lord is omnipotent. To receive your service, he becomes that. The external vigraha should be treated as Krishna is before us. Similarly, the sound that you chant with your tongue should be treated with respect as much as the Shuddha Nama. There is a tattvic difference is there. But in rasa there is no difference. If you forget the tattva and you deal with the deities, oh Krishna, you are before me, and talk to him, deal with him, everything. In rasa, there is no difference between the Satchidananda Vigraha and the Vigraha that you are seeing. Same way, chanting the holy name, Lord is so kind and so merciful. This tattva, this principle is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any sharira that Lord takes, he becomes that fully. This is his omnipotency. When I take this sharira, I don't become. My mind concords that I am the sharira. But in bodily concept of life, I believe that I am the sharira. But actually, why do you believe, why do you feel that you are this body? Because of the mind. Mind has concocted that I am this body. In the case of Krishna, when he takes avatara, incarnation, we also call ourselves as reincarnating. The incarnation. That means come into a matter body. When you come into a matter body, my matter body is different, I am different. Duality is there. But for Krishna, everything is spiritual. So all these things we should understand. The Nama Tattva. Then one will see the tremendous value of Nama. Just I have to utter and God is before me. As Prabhupada says, it is a reservoir of all energy. Where is the question of getting tired? If you don't hear, you will get tired. Because you are doing Nama Prada, and not only Nama Prada, when you don't hear, your tongue is chanting. The sound does not go inside. So your energy is exhausted. Because the ultimate energy is spiritual energy, even in this body. You eat, it all gives bodily energies. But psychic energy is coming from consciousness. Correct? You may have so much physical energy, but if you have no inspiration in life, so psychic energy is coming from Mata Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. That is psychic energy. Where is it coming from? From the heart, from the Lord, according to our karma. But the source is the Lord. So this Nama has to go inside our heart, otherwise our psychic energy will be simply playing out our karma in this life. But if this Nama goes through the years, you hear, your psychic energy is not as per your karma. You will be directed, you will be guided, you will be inspired to engage in devotion service. Because you are touching the Lord. That is why we simply engage in following the instructions of Prabhupada to chant 16 rounds, do the morning sadhana. All your anxieties of life are gone. What, when, where, service, all those things are automatically, it will manifest. It will manifest. You don't have to take anxiety for that. Take anxiety for associating with the Lord in the morning. Your day is protected. Padam padam yadvipadam nadesh. This material world is very dangerous. What happens anytime you have no idea. Even for our material dangers, for our full insurance is our sadhana program. Just do your sadhana program, don't worry. If something bad happens, then there is something good behind it also. Krishna has some plan. Because this is a world of dualities. Krishna uses dualities, happiness, sukha and dukkha. Krishna utilizes for his devotees to make them spiritually progress. So the chanting of the Hare Krishna is simply the repetition of three words, Hare Krishna and Rama. So suppose you become very familiar, very, very captivated with something. As soon as that sound comes, your mind will be attracted, isn't it? So as we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you're captivated by these three sounds, as the 16 sound string is being formed as you chant, it will captivate your attention and you will run after these three sounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So pre-japa is required. 4-hour method you can use to meditate on the meaning of Hare, Krishna and Rama, and how that meaning is his name. Meaning is a name, and name is not different from the named. Therefore, Krishna is before you. Don't you want to be captivated? First, get intellectually captivated. Nobody is saying that you overnight you get emotionally captivated. It takes time. Intellectually get captivated. That is mananam. My God, these sounds are God in Himself. They are infinite sounds. These are all what? Intellectual captivation. Intellectually get captivated. Then you get emotionally captivated. Then there is reciprocation. Then Nama becomes part of your life. When you emotionally relate with somebody, then it becomes part of your life. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, in the beginning of the class, you said that Dhruv Maharaj exactly followed the instructions of Narad Muni, and thus he went back to Godhead. So, but the process that Lord Chaitanya gave and Srila Prabhupada gave us the process of Lord Chaitanya's. So sometimes it seems that whatever in bhakti, whatever abilities or whatever you can do, that's okay. So what is the whatever ability or whatever you can, like staying in your own place, sthane sthita, whatever you can in bhakti you do, that is okay, you will progress. So
that is okay too?
That is okay and you will progress.
You'll progress, whatever you do.
I mean, whatever you can do in bhakti, little, let's like we say, swalpam.
Less or more. Okay.
So what is the significance of exactly following? Because sometimes there are so many instructions of Srila Prabhupada. So
yeah, you should understand one thing. This is very important. It is not impersonal following. When you have a desire to follow, you try to follow. Then whether you are 100% successful, 90% successful, 80% successful, does not matter. There is nobody in the world who is 100% successful in following Guru. So, this costless mercy is given to those who try to follow 100%. You may hit at 90%. So, most important thing is a word, sincerely try to follow. When you sincerely try to follow, Prabhupada and Krishna does not see what is lacking. Very soon perfection will come. Whatever shortcoming is there, go on trying. Don't give up. Try. Because we have so many anarthas. Our life itself is an inner struggle to follow Guru's instruction. Try. Never give up. Try. Just like the example of the bird losing her eggs to the ocean. She has so much faith that I will try, I will get it back. Have faith, nischaya, dhairya, tat karma pravartana. Guru has told, I will succeed. Try. Ultimately, to control the senses is like the bird recovering the egg from the ocean. When so much trying, you are trying, then compassionate Lord in the heart will give us vairagya and jnana. We're out. So how do you attract this special mercy of Guru and Krishna? By our sincere trying, never giving up. Therefore, the devotee always feels, I am a very bad follower of my Guru. Because he is always seeing the deficit, not what he has. Seeing the deficit, how much more I have to control, how much more I have to be disciplined, how much more attentive I should be to japa, how much more soulful I should be to japa. From mindless to mindful to spiritful, spiritual to heartful, heartful to soulful. Any other question? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai.